Hi, my name is Jonathan Gey and I want to talk to you about additional lighting for your BMW. One of the main problems that I've experienced with these type of motorcycles is that although they have exceptional lighting for after dark and in times where there's poor lighting, one thing that these bikes definitely need is additional lighting. One of the main problems with motorcycles is poor visibility. You'll find that oftentimes vehicles don't see motorcycles, and for that reason lighting is exceptionally important. As you saw me coming up from down the road, you could see me from quite a distance. Now, even though the current lighting on this bike is excellent, additional lighting can never be too much. So it's so important that you make sure that you are visible. At night time, when we want to maybe drive somewhere, or you land up in a situation where you cannot drive in the daytime and you are forced to drive at night, it's so important that you've got the right lights. Because of animals on the road, bad road surfaces, holes in the road, rocks in the road, it's vitally important that you've got the right lighting. The BMW R1200GS Adventure comes with 4 very specific lights. During the day, it's got just a daylight riding mode. Over here you'll see the LED bar, which makes like a C-shaped light. That is the standard daylight riding mode. In addition to that, there's also additional daylight riding mode. An additional feature is the high beam, and then additional lighting for very dark nights are the 2 landing lights on either side. It's already far better than its predecessors, the 2011 GS's and Adventures before that. An excellent accessory on this bike is Baja Squadron Pro spotlights. So later on today, I'm going to show you how I'm going to install the Squadron Pro spotlights onto this bike. Hi there, these are the Baja design lights which I was telling you about. Baja Designs is situated in California, USA. These lights are available on Amazon.com if you're wanting to get a pair. These are the lights that come in this box. You'll see they're not identical. Reason for that is that these pair of spotlights actually address 5 different zones of light. The zones of light are your corners on left and right hand side of the bike, then immediately in front of the bike, then medium range lighting, and then long distance lighting. This kit also comes with 2 standardized brackets to mount it onto your existing frame of your bike with no other additional accessories. It comes with a wiring harness whereby you can wire your lights straight from the battery up to a light switch on your handlebars. Alternatively, you can also use the wiring harness to integrate your lighting into the existing lighting of your bike, and you can just connect it up to your high beam. So this is the spotlights that I'll be installing on this bike, and as soon as I've got them installed, then we can have a look and I'll show you what we've done. Okay, so once you've removed this screw, don't pull on the light, rotate the light anti-clockwise 90 degrees, and then it actually just pops out. Once you've got that popped out, you can take the brackets that they provide for. Make sure that you use the correct bracket. So then you just pop this wire through this groove here, rotate it back into the fitting, and then from here on you can just secure it with one of the new bolts that they actually supply with this bracket. Okay, so I'm doing the final tightening. make sure that it's nice and firm, because the last thing you want is while you're driving is a spotlight to start banging around on the side of your bike. Okay, once you've got your bracket nice and secure, then you mount your light on. Okay. With your retaining bracket for the light, you need to make sure that the angle of your light is correct. You'll see there's no space here on the side. Okay, so I've just finished mounting the spotlight. It's just important that when you do mount the spotlight, make sure that your angle is 90 degrees to the bike, so that you get your beam in front of your bike. So I've spent most of my day taking off all of the covers on this bike to actually get to a point where I can actually find a safe channel to put in the wiring harness. I've taken off most of the covers. I've even had to remove this crash bar to be able to get in here behind the tank to actually see where I need the wiring harness to go. I've already put in the wiring harness this morning. I've connected it up to the negative terminal of the battery. These bikes have got a positive terminal lug where you can connect the positive terminal of your wiring harness onto, instead of connecting it onto the battery. So that is done. I've had to route the wiring underneath the tank here. There's a channel where the existing wiring harnesses run in, so I've routed it all the way up here under the tank, all the way here to the front of the bike. The lights cable I've just put in here through the frame of the bike so that it can hook up to the back of the wiring harness. Okay, so once you've got your wiring harness installed, what you need to do is find a space to put in your relay. What I've done is behind the instrument cluster there's just an opening where I've put the relay in just to hide it and tidy it up a little bit. I've brought the cables in from both lights into this open cavity space here. I've connected the lights. I've connected it up to the peanut switch, which I've installed on the handlebar on this side. So this is the peanut button switch which I've installed. It just fastens to this little screw here on the existing mountings here. The wires I've just cable tied nicely onto this loom over here. Okay, so over here I'm busy pointing at the wiring that comes from the existing headlight. What I had to do is with the wiring harness for the new Squadron Pro lights, I've had to splice them into the existing headlights wiring. I've spliced it onto the brown for neutral and the white for positive feed, which goes back to the peanut switch. And by doing so, I've now managed to complete the circuit from the battery all the way up to the peanut switch on the left hand side handlebar to switch the lights on and off. What will happen now is when you turn the ignition on, then it will power the system, and the spotlights will now have power if you use the peanut switch. So now that I've got the wiring done, now I need to get back to putting everything back together. That takes a good 20 to 30 minutes. Make sure that you put all your screws back and make sure that you fasten them correctly. Don't over fasten them because you can damage your covers. As soon as I've got all these parts back, then later this evening we can go out and go and see how these new lights perform on this bike. So currently BMW, the 15, in addition to this, BMW also added 2 landing lights on either side, which adds additional lighting. With a standard high beam, which you can see shining now. Cut! Edit! The company that manufactures these is Baja Designs. They're the scientists of lighting. Zone after that is right in front of the bike, a medium zone, and then long-term zone. So for now I'm going to install these lights, and once I'm done I'll... Got some idiot in the background. Here, I've made sure that it's nice and level. I've tightened the outside screw, and then once the outside screw is tightened, which keeps it in place, so what I've done up until now is I've just taken off all of these covers. I've hooked them up to the battery. I've got the negative hooked up to the negative terminal of the battery. Then here on the BMW motorcycles, they've got this little connection terminal for connecting positive terminals to other power sources and so forth. So I've hooked up the negative terminal or the positive terminal.